My name is Ruth Search. I'm calling you from Sierra Leone, West Africa, and I'm really thankful to have this opportunity to talk to you about Mariatu's Hope. For the past 6 years, my husband and I were the country and operations director for Living Water International, Sierra Leone. And 2 years ago, God told us to not renew our contracts, but that He wanted us to start something new called Mariatu's Hope. And we put it out there to the Lord, praying, asking Him what it would look like. And He told us that we would continue to do water, sanitation, hygiene, and evangelism, but that He wanted us to add a piece where we would be providing breast milk and formula for babies whose mothers had died. Our little girl, Mariatu's mother died when she was 18 days old. We met her when she was almost 2 months old, and her family told us that they loved her so much that they didn't want her to die, and asked if we would please take her. And so, we had a friend have a prophetic dream back in 2002 when I was here, and there was a child involved, and so all that time went by, and God didn't reveal the child. And so when they asked me if I would take the child, I said, well, I don't know if I could take the child, but we can certainly, pray and ask God to provide someone. And so they asked me if I wanted to hold Mariatu, and they placed her in my arms, and there were only ladies that were around. And when they placed her in my arms, I heard an audible male voice that said, "This is your child." And so that's how we got Mariatu, and we just knew that it was God. And so when He told us to start this new ministry, and that He wanted us to pour out His love and His heart on these little babies, to give them a chance for life, that would be a part of this program. We didn't know what it would look like, and we just confessed to people as we shared about what we would be doing, that we don't know what this is going to look like. But we're just taking it step by step, doing what God's telling us to do. And still to this day, we continue to say that because it's just continuing to evolve. And God is just painting a really beautiful picture, taking these little lives and seeing grannies who would ordinarily not have any hope, and babies that would ordinarily just be getting fed hot water, and it would be looked upon as a curse, and that looked upon that they were supposed to die because the mother died. To see these little babies that are almost a year old, we've got a couple of babies in our program that are almost a year old, and to see this is just, it's unbelievable. So every Friday morning by 8:30, the grannies and the aunties begin showing up at Auntie Loretta's Bafa. A Bafa is a little tin building that's next to her house where she sells school supplies and whatnot. And the grannies and the aunties show up and they collect baby formula for the babies. The majority of the babies that we serve have lost their mothers. Some of them died right after they delivered the babies. Maybe they had anemia or hemorrhaging. And then some others died afterwards due to complications from malaria or typhoid or another waterborne illness. So when the grannies and the aunties bring the babies, we check each baby to see if their body's warm. And we like to touch the babies, and we like to greet them, we like to smile at them and interact with them. And we ask if the baby has been healthy during the past week, if the grannies have any concerns. We physically touch and talk to the baby to engage them, showing the grannies and the aunties that the babies will respond to them if they talk to them. We then weigh each baby, and we record their weight. And if they have any health concerns, we document that, and we give a written letter referring the baby to the government hospital. We also ask the aunties and grannies to bring the baby's under 5 card. And that's the card that shows where they've had all the immunizations and when they're due for the next one. And if they've missed their immunization, we tell them, we're sorry, we can't give you the baby formula until you have these immunizations. And we send them with a note to the government hospital so they can get the shots. Then they come back and they get their formula. That way we know that the baby's being protected and the baby's being fed. And presently all the babies are up to date on their shots, which is really pretty remarkable. Healthcare is supposed to be free for under 5 children, and the medicine is supposed to be free as well. But the medicine is not free. Many times we have to pay for medicine. So I think that that's part of the hesitation for the grandmothers to take the babies to the hospital, because they say that money no day, which means the money's not here. So we just tell them, if your baby's sick, take the baby to the hospital, let the baby get evaluated, let them draw the blood work. If the baby needs medicine, come back and see us. We will take care of the medicine for your baby. And so when people donate to the infant nutrition or the child survivor part of our program, we tell them, your money will not only be going to buy baby formula, but you might also be paying for medication for the child. You may also be paying for medication for the grandmother. You might be paying for a blood transfusion. Blood transfusions in the United States are free. In Sierra Leone, you have to pay somebody 80,000 leones, which is right around $20, I think. And I know that God is providing for these babies. Every week we have money that we can buy formula, and so I'm not going to say no. We're here, and we firmly believe what Jeremiah 29:11 says. It says, "For I know the plans I have for you," says the Lord, plans for good and not for bad, plans for hope in the future. And we believe that God has big plans for each of these little lives. Life is very fragile, whether you're in America or Sierra Leone, and living here with a lack of safe drinking water and sanitation, and no better understanding for how to take medicine properly or to go to the hospital when you're sick. Too many babies die dangerously. So we try to educate the caregivers and encourage them along the way. And when we see a small victory, we make a big deal out of it. Last week, every one of our babies gained weight except for one, and that was little Alison, and that's only because he had been sick, and he lost just a small amount of weight. And so we all cheered and danced around, and we gave God the glory, and so we rejoice with each other, and we carry each other's sorrows, and we pray for each other. And I think that's something that the grannies and aunties really look forward to, is knowing that there's somebody that cares about them and that understands that what they're doing isn't easy. And they've even said that they have hope. That they said, we're not a member of their family, but yet we're doing this for them. And then we explain about Christ, how God sent His only Son to this earth to save each one of us. And, we're nobody. We're nobody, but Christ died for us, and that's the love of the Father, and that's the love that God just wants us to pour out on people and just share that deep love that Jesus has for each and every person on the face of this earth, that each life matters. And that's the message that the grannies receive, and that's the message that the babies receive. We just love the opportunity that God's given us to reach out and share His love with these people. We thank God for people like Dave and David and Scott that came to Sierra Leone and have a deep love for the people and have an interest and a love for the work that we do. We're really thankful for the work that they've done with Garden Seawell and Lighthouse Christian Fellowship and the Home School Group and WTPF, and we can't thank you enough for all that you've done and for your prayers and your love and your emails and your financial support. It's just encouraging, and you're saving lives. You know, we're here in the field. Every time we touch a baby, you know, we look at these are your hands that are touching the baby as well. So God bless you. Thank you for loving us and praying for us and for being a part of this ministry. So this is God's ministry, and you're a part of it. So thank you.